Five, four, three, two, one. Another K Factor production. Let's go. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Indeed. Another one.
Beat money.
My name is Kazon, and I'm in charge of the K Factor. This is a pre-recorded programming being taken place at 5:07 p.m. on January the 25th, 2026.
Beat money.
We do ask if you have any question or concern, please email us at kazon@gmail.com. For any gifts, coffee, cigar, cup of tea, a book to relax, $ at Kazon Senior. That's $ Kazon Senior. KAAZON, capital S, little R as in railroad, followed by the $. We are sitting at 69 degrees on a rainy Sunday here on the Gulf Coast. Pensacola, Florida is where I reside. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. This content is used for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, or research. Their use is a use permitted by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All rights belong to their respective owners.
Beat money.
And I am Kazon, and I'm in charge of the K Factor. And I want to welcome you. Indeed. The melody is a sample of Moments in Love by Art of Noise. Moments in Love, and the group is named Art of Noise. Let's go. So if you will, sit back, let me have the driver's seat here for about an hour or two. We'll see. And we'll see where we wind up at. This is a Get In Nesto ass production.
Beat money.
I want to thank all the feedback I have received since doing this. Most of it, well, actually, all of it is fairly positive. Some people have what they favor more. and some people have what they favor less. Nevertheless, at the K Factor, we try to make everyone comfortable. Not that we will, but we do try. And here we go. Let me once again say mighty good evening, good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Whenever you catch this, we'll be all right. We're going to be operating today, still in the month of January 2023. We will tap in on some January 2024, as we already have in some recent videos. A little background. We're dealing with a gentleman by the name of Ernesto Williams, who was married to the Honorable Mother Miss Shirley Strawberry. Somewhere along the line, Ernesto put his wife Shirley on the back burner, while of course still spending her money and using her money for his legal issues, and gave all of that up for this lady whose name is Sonia Durham. Multiple personalities. She has pledged herself to have 35 plus 10 years of law experience. After further investigation, the best we could come up with would be 35 years of watching Law and Order, and maybe 2 weeks, possibly 3, until the Pell Grant came through, of general education under the college banner. Ernesto and Sonia got together with not Nesto, but the girl on the scooter there. We played video, which we call evidence, since this is a more of a record, personal, street, hood, YouTube, street court. And we're mounting the charges up on the both of them. Not legal, not relationship, but the 101s are how we're supposed to coordinate with each other. So if you will, we'll start and we'll see where we wind up at. Let's go.
And pissed you off, and I was like, you can't talk to her about anything other than the money, and everything else you talk to me and him about.
Right.
Now that was said to him on 2 occasions. I don't like that personality trait. you know.
Yeah.
And I would have been like, why can't she talk about me when y'all talk? Because that's what she's supposed to do. She's the go-to. If you can't talk to me, you talk to her. And if I have a question and I can't contact you, I have her do it.
Right.
Well, everything is supposed to go through her. If you and him can't talk directly, I'm the go-to.
This shit crazy.
It is. That's
So,
it. You would think that motherfucker got some. Goddamn. What the fuck is you acting like this
man, that's
for?
it. What I
Let
see
me
is
tell you, those are the telltale. This is one of the many reasons why I'm by my damn self. And
All right. So, what we're displaying here, and we're going to play it again. And what we're going to attempt to do is, although I must admit, sometimes I fail, I be too excited. We want to let the clip play so you can hear it. Then we're going to play the clip again. That's where my commentary is going to come in, like so. And if need to be, we'll play it a third time for any clarity. So once again, January the 11th, my son's birthday, and recently a very, very good friend of myself, my sisters, my family. Sister told my son happy birthday on January the 11th, which was the Saturday before last, at about 11 o'clock a.m., close to midday. And before 12 o'clock midnight, my sister passed for what is alleged to have been a massive heart attack. Peace up the sister. Back to this business though. So we have Nesto with a little background, was arrested on July the 7th, 2022. Somewhere around the month of August or September, he was found by a sister. I want to try to keep this clean, that he was having relationships with. Found him after searching and slash or not hearing from him. In my opinion, she did more harm than good. But who am I? I'll let you be the deciding factor on that. Anyway, she comes in to this relationship. She knows not only that he's married, but who he's married to. So she set up within her head, she wanted to neutralize that marriage. And with a little help from another pretty popular, famous name of the infamous Sylvia. The infamous Sylvia and Ernesto claim that God, I have to be careful, and gotten on to this, but my studies are my studies. One of the gods put Sonia and Nesto's life subsequently, which means also putting him or putting her, Sonia, into the marriage. I'll let you draw whatever conclusions you draw from that. Moving right along. Somewhere along the line, Sonia became dissatisfied. What we're going to call, only because they called it, Nesto's team. Part of his team, or the good makeup of his team, are three men that you will or already have heard mentioned in this saga. Moving from my left to my right, we have who is alleged to be his brother, although I don't have any evidence of that, Lamont. In the middle is his friend, partner, business owner, Dre. And last but not least, with one hand over the wrist, is his son, who I must say, his son does look like his father now, Dion. Those are the three horsemen that make up the four horsemen if we add Ernesto into this. Let's start.
And piss you off, and I was like, you can't talk to her about anything other than the money, and everything else you talk to me and him about.
Right.
And that was said to him on 2 occasions.
Now, Sonia is explaining how she doesn't want, has no interest, and see no reason whatsoever that Ernesto's wife, Shirley Strawberry, should have any reason under the sun to talk to the lawyer, but just be sure to pay the bills. So, in other words, or in layman's term, Sonia trying to pimp and is being allowed to by Ernesto to pimp his wife. That's what I said. That's what I said. I said we're going to make it in layman's term. Any conversation, business speaking, well, you know what? I'll let her tell you. I'll let her tell you. That way, won't nobody say anybody at the K Factor is putting words in anybody's mouth.
I don't like that personality trait, you know?
Yeah.
And I would have been like, why can't she talk about me when y'all talk? Because that's what she's supposed to do. She's the go-to. If you can't talk to me, you talk to her. And if I have a question and I can't contact you, I have her do it.
Right.
Well, everything is supposed to go through her. If you and him can't talk directly, I'm the go-to.
This shit.
Now, this is what she's explaining that Nesto wants. And Nesto is okay with this. That's why I rag on him extremely hard. He's supposed to be a specialist in understanding woe man. For as many times as I've heard, although I wasn't there, and neither have I laid any certificates out in front of me, but has been married several times, and in some cases at the same time. Do you dig?
Shit crazy.
It is. That's it. You would think that motherfucker got some. Goddamn. What the fuck is you acting like this
Man,
for?
that's it. What I
Let me
said.
tell you, those are the telltale. This is one of the many reasons why I'm by my damn self. And piss you off, and I was like, you can't talk to her about anything other than the money, and everything else you talk to me and him about.
Right, right. He only
And
wants,
piss you
well,
off, and I was like, you can't
sorry
talk to her about
that.
anything.
She only wants any conversation between Shirley and the lawyer. She wants that to only be about the money. In other words, Shirley and Nesto, husband and wife. I'll even go as far as to say Shirley being an old school wife, appeared not to ask that many questions, but yet stood 10 toes down with her husband. But she's not allowed, according to Sonia now, Shirley, is not allowed to talk, ask anything of the attorneys, no more than how much do I owe you? That's all she needs to ask. Since it's left up to Sonia and being backed up by Nesto.
Other than the money, and everything else you talk to me and him about.
Right.
Now that was said to him on 2 occasions. I don't like that personality trait, you know.
Yeah.
And I would have been like, why can't she talk about me when y'all talk? Because that's what she's supposed to do. She's the go-to. If you can't talk to me, you talk to her. And if I have a question and I can't contact you, I have her do it.
Right.
Well, everything is supposed to go through her. If you and him can't talk directly, I'm the go-to.
This shit crazy.
It is.
It really, really is. I mean, if you read between the lines, what she's doing is she's semi putting words in Nesto's mouth, but it's good though, because he ain't saying nothing to the contrary. So that means it's gonna go. And she's setting the table. Well, therefore, if anything goes wrong, she can easily say, I'm only doing what Nesto asked me to do. And that is be the mouthpiece when he can't. Any questions come to me. But unbeknown to Nesto, unbeknown to him now, honest truth is, Sonia has had her own agenda. Out of all the information, that's the fraud charges and the sexual activities, illegal, alleged, he's been charged with. Not knowing if it's true or not, We're just dealing with what he's been charged with.
That's it. You would think that motherfucker got some. Goddamn. The fuck is you acting like this?
Man,
And I'm willing to go on the record, and has been on the record, he did get some. That's not what this is about right now. But yes, sir, and yes, ma'am, in my opinion, her and the lawyer had their own thing going on. And unbeknown to Nesto, out of all the people he was affiliated, there isn't but 3 that's concerning her. One, quite naturally, Shirley Strawberry, his wife. 2, Erica King, sitting over with the glasses on at the table in the all-out black. And the last, I don't have, and even if I did have, I probably wouldn't put it up here, is the 19-year-old young lady whose father alleged paid Nesto $100,000. Get this now. Nesto was paid $100,000 by the 19-year-old's father to make or help her become something positive in life. So the father pulls up, Nesto, here's $100,000. Here's my 19-year-old. I want you to help build her life up. And here's $100,000 for you to do it. Sonya don't like those 3. She do not like those 3 individuals for 3 different reasons. None of them, I repeat, none of them ever did anything to Sonya. Do anything to her. She don't even know these people. But yet, she want them out. She want to down Erica's name and knowledge. And no one's taking up for Erica. But those of you that's been following know that Erica is a pretty sharp sister. Okay. Sonya claims to have 35 plus 10-year law experience. That's what Sonya says she has. Erica has none. But yet was able on more than one occasion, this is Erica now, to march Nesto into a courtroom more than once and brung herself and Nesto out of there a winner. Sonya don't like that. And as of to the 19-year-old, well, I'll be 54 this year. I think Sonya is at least 3 to 4 years older than me. So that 19-year-old mentally posed a challenge to her for her youngness. And if nothing else concerning this case, the fraud cases are boring to her. The aura, the SA charges, those are interesting to her. And she wants to know She wanted to know so bad what actually took place and what the relationship and the communication was. She was willing to up herself to the lawyer. Uh-huh. Yeah, there she go. To that lawyer in hopes that he would give her or allow her to take a peekaboo into the records, i.e., phone records that are messages, Instagram, Facebook, so on and so forth, to get a feel of what the relationship was about. And here's the catch. Because Sonia's alleged to have been in the picture since what, 2019? She wants to know what the hell was going on while Nesto driving that big ass school bus down to Miami to see her and calling her every day on the phone, what he really was doing at the same time with the 19-year-old. That's what she wants.
That's it. What I said.
Let me tell you, those are the telltale. This is one of the many reasons why I'm by my damn self.
And that's what she wants. However, that road was not as easy as she thought it was going to be. Let's continue on.
Said something to me out of the way. He was like, what is you and his relationship?
Right.
And I was like, why is that? I mean, I just want to know what your relationship is with him. He said, that's my best friend. We talk every day.
That's
I
what
see
that
him
is.
a lot. I said, but that's my best friend.
Yeah, that's what that is.
And I said, and I make sure my job, I said, is to make sure he's going to be okay. That's my job.
That's what I told the truth. That's exactly what I said.
I said, that's my job.
But they
make sure
missed their part. They missed their part.
Whatever he can't get from his relatives or his household, I said, that's when I come in. And I'm going to make sure he's right. And that's my job, to make sure he's always right. I said, because when I was down and fucked up in the hospital, he talked to me every day to make sure I was okay and call and ask, how's your health? How are you doing? How you feeling? I said, and nobody other than my sister did that, you know. I said something to me out of the way. He was like, what is you and his relationship? And I was like,
right. The lawyer wanted to know what's up. Every time you and him are kicking it, you hanging up with him on the phone or hanging out with him on the phone at 4 o'clock in the morning. You at his crib. You're going out to eat. Y'all gotten real chummy. But it was making the lawyer so mad that every time he trying to have some quality time, you always want to ask about Nesto. So he wanted to know what the hell going on.
why is that? I mean, I just want to know what your relationship is with him. He said, that's my best friend. We talk every day.
But that's my best friend. That's my best friend. So wonder she didn't start singing that. She normally does.
That's
I
what that
see
is.
him a lot. I said, but that's my best friend.
Yeah, that's what that is.
And I said, and I make sure my job, I said, is to make sure he's going to be okay. That's my job.
That's what I told the truth. That's exactly what I said.
I said, that's my job.
But they
make sure
missed their part. They missed their part.
Whatever he can't.
Yeah. And that Nesto in the background, second emotion and everything. That's that part. They missed that part. What stop? You just don't know.
And get from his relatives or his household, I said, that's when I come in. And I'm going to make sure he's right. And that's my job, to make sure he's always right. I said, because when I was down and fucked up in the hospital, he talked to me every day to make sure I was okay and call and ask, how's your health? How are you doing? How you feeling? I said, and nobody other than my sister.
Nobody did that for her. And since Nesto was the one that showed some type of concern by calling her when she was in the hospital after they had done been together once. But she gave it to him on the second day. I'll play that clip. I'll play that clip at a later date. But she gave it to him on the second day. She would have did it on the first day, but she had the grandbaby with her. So to prove she about that life, she came back on the second day. Because I've charged her with being what I would call a loose woman. Okay? A loose woman. And every time I say that, so that it don't hem the court up.
I would say this, because in my 20s, I would fuck for the sport of it sometimes, if I was single. It wasn't.
Did you hear her?
I would say this, because in my 20s, I would fuck for the sport of it.
When she was 20, she would hunch for the sport of it. No love, no relationship, no I like you, you like me. None of that. None of that. None of that like normal people. A normal lady. She just, well, here, let her listen.
I would say this, because in my 20s, I would fuck for the sport of it sometimes, if I was single. It was.
And that's out of her own mouth. Talking about her own self. I don't want to hear it. She said that. Not me.
Like I had to be with somebody or like somebody, But now that I'm older, I have to like somebody to think and want sex. So if I don't like anybody, I'm good. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I don't need to be bothered. And then I only want to fuck the person I like. So since I've only been liking your ass since January, April. I always liked it, but I was always trying to fight it since I met you. I just, remember I was telling you, it was and I was like, we're just going to stay friends. We're just going to keep this, we cannot fall in love. We cannot get any, because it'll complicate shit, and then I'll be miserable. And then, so I would see you.
And she wanted to make sure. Here, let me give you a reference or a record. Remember, Nesto went to jail on July the 7th, 2022. And between July and November, which would have been on or about Thanksgiving of 2022, she talking like this.
You, and I'll be like, ooh. I gotta avoid him for a while because I'm starting to fall, and I would just avoid you. I'll talk to you every day, but I was like, I just don't want to see him because then I'll step up and fall in love with this. I would say this, because in my 20s, I would fuck for the sport of it sometimes.
Okay, but when she was in her 20s, she letting you know that she would hunch for the sport of it. I'm not a woman. I don't have a vajayjay. But you tell me. Tell yourself. A female that's
in my 20s, I would fuck for the sport of it.
Been doing that for the sport of it, it would be fair to say she's inside of a marriage. Not like that was secret to her. She know that man was married and who he was married to. And she's still on it. That, in my opinion, would be considered a loose woman. That's just what we come up with. Continue on, Sonia.
I don't talk shit, period, about that ever. To nobody. To him, to the streets, to my sisters. I talk positive. I have no ill feeling about that situation at all. So that's the situation I met him in. And I like them little, ratchets and shit. Oh, fuck that shit, yeah. No, that's not me, no. If that's happiness for him, then that's where he needs to be. That's happiness.
Wow.
So, but I'm only going to co-sign off the bullshit because if it ain't his business to know what really is, what it is, It ain't none of your business. So,
Yeah,
you need to heard me get out. And then he ain't got to talk to me about shit. Even though he said after today he wasn't going to, so let's see that because when he stops, then I'm going to let him know. We have nothing else to talk about. What? That was our whole conversation that was based on the fact that, you cool.
All right, this particular clip, I'm going to play it again. And I beg of you, really listen to her. Listen to this. Listen to her.
I don't talk shit, period, about that ever. To nobody. To him, to the streets, to my sisters. I talk positive. I have no ill feeling about that situation at all. So that's the situation I met him in.
What she's saying is, I don't speak negative upon him or her or the marriage. That was the situation he was in when I met him. Okay? You got that part right.
And I like them little, ratchets and shit. Oh, fuck that shit, yeah. No, that's not me, no.
Right. And see, when Sonia would address Nesto's marriage, instead of him like daring her to bring up his marriage, his wife, the situation, period, he would actually go basically bump Shirley, F that relationship. I don't want to talk about that. I want to know what you got going on, which was next to nothing, is what Sonia had going on for real, for real. Go ahead.
If that's happiness for him, then that's where he needs to be.
Okay, now she's doing the pre-hype. It's pre, it's before. Okay, she's putting it out there. That classic, if that's what you want, then that's what he want. Mm-hmm.
That's happiness.
Wow.
So, but I'm only going to co-sign off the bullshit because if it ain't his business to know what really is, what it is, It ain't none of your business. So
she's telling the lawyer, it's none of your business what's going on between me and him. Even though I know you done became chummy with his wife and like talking to her, it's none of your business what's going on over here. Now, she talking bold now. I wonder why.
Yeah,
you need to heard me get out. And then he ain't got to talk to me about shit. Even though he said after today he wasn't going to. So let's.
Now, stop right there. Sonia just said out of her mouth that after that day, January the 11th, he wasn't going to talk to her anymore. That's what the lawyer said to her. Now, watch this.
Let's see that because when he stops, then I'm going to let him know.
When he stops talking to me, this girl's so silly. When he stops talking to me, then
we have nothing else to talk about.
I'm going to tell him that we don't have nothing else to talk about. But that's after he done told her, after the day, he ain't talking to her no more.
What? That was our whole conversation that was based on the fact that
you was going to be there for as a step-in piece Nesto. We got it.
Yeah, that was,
He heard me get out, and then he ain't got to talk to me about shit. Even though he said after today he wasn't going to, so let's see that, because when
go ahead.
when he stops, then I'm going to let him know. We have nothing else to talk about. Huh?
Isn't that about the craziest, lamest thing there? Not that she's saying that first. Her rebuttals are weak. If you know, you know.
Well, that was
What?
our whole conversation that was based on the fact that, you know, you a cool person. I have problem talking to anybody as a friend. That's just what it is. But I know the statement he made today was full of shit, because I don't care if you got 50 cases, you know what I'm saying, pending or going through or whatever. It has no bearing on me, because I ain't got nothing to do with nothing, you know? So me talking to him, the way he tried to say it sounded stupid, you know? Well, I can't talk to you anymore because, you know, I said, because of what? I'm not a co-defendant. So it's not a...
See, I really wish she would have finished her thought, because he told her why. Let me let this go again. Let me let this finish out.
conflict of interest. You're not representing me against him. You're not...
Yeah, that was,
He heard me get out.
All right, and I am aware that this clip overlaps the other clip, and I did it that way on purpose because I wanted to capture this in its entirety.
He ain't got to talk to me about shit. Even though he said after today he wasn't going to, so let's see that, because when
go ahead.
when he stops, then I'm going to...
Which she was offended. Let's be clear on that. Sonia did not like the fact that that lawyer had said after that day he wasn't talking to her anymore. She did not like that. She did not like that. Please don't walk away thinking she was like, whew, okay, I'm good. No, sir, no, ma'am. She did not like that.
Let him know. We have nothing else to talk about. Huh? What? That was our whole conversation that was based on the fact that, you know, you a cool person. I have problem talking to anybody as a friend.
And she did think he was a cool person. I mean, hell, Sonia stood up. But I ain't say she sat down. I said she stood up on Dion and Nesto. Anytime they were trying to check that lawyer for what he was or was not doing, every time, sorry, I looked at something. Yes, but every time that jump burns her up. It burned her up. She did not like that. She didn't like hearing that. It's almost like she wanted to say, well, if you ain't finna be talking to me, who you planning on talking to then? Because you're not to talk to his wife. That's already been established by him and I. That's still, you're a weak man.
That's just what it is. But I know the statement he made today was full of shit, because I don't care if you got 50 cases, you know what I'm saying, pending or going through or whatever. It has no bearing on me, because I ain't got nothing to do with nothing, you know? So me talking to him, the way he tried to say it sounded stupid, you know? Well, I can't talk to you anymore because, you know.
It's going to be some things coming down. She didn't tell Nesto that at this particular time. She waited till after those charges came down. I'm doing this kind of backwards. I kind of started off with a little bit in the more middle of January and working my way back to the 1st of January. So they talked on the 1st. Her, Dion, and Nesto talked on New Year's Eve, the 31st of December 2022, right when he thought, because he's thinking he's fixing to get out on bond. Yes, sir, boy. He getting ready to have a bond party.
No. I said, because of what? I'm not a co-defendant. So it's not conflict of interest. You're not representing me against him.
In my opinion, although it's not laid out as clear, I don't think she's being truthful on that part of the conversation. I don't.
Conflict of interest. You're not representing me against. I'm not a co-defendant.
I don't think at not one time that lawyer ever thought that she was in on anything. I think he knew something else was coming down that was going to be well over his head, and he was getting out of Dodge.
So it's not conflict of interest. You're not representing me against him.
And neither do I believe the lawyer used the word conflict of interest at all, because it wasn't. The conflict of interest was her sleeping around with this lawyer, allegedly, in my opinion. I swear to it. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. I think so. Maybe not. It seemed like it, allegedly.
Talk to you anymore because, I said, because of what? I'm not a co-defendant. So it's not conflict of interest. You're not representing me against him. You're not representing me, period.
When did you say that,
So
Jay?
today, yeah.
What?
Because he got his feelings, listen, because he got his feelings last night, the night before, when I said, I spoke about you earlier that day, and he just kept talking and ignoring me. I was like, oh, this girl's some person. Now, I'm catching him, but I'm not saying nothing. Well, I'll let you talk, whatever, that's great. I'm just asked that, and so later that evening, so I was like, so what's going on with his cases? What is an update? Why are you asking me about? I said, excuse me, why am I asking you? That's why we talk. We talk because I'm supposed to, that's why we talk.
Right.
Let me call you back. He had to regroup. And then he called back talk to you anymore because, I said, because of what? I'm not a co-defendant. So it's not conflict of interest. You're not representing me against him. You're not representing me, period.
When did you say that,
So
Jay?
today, yeah.
What?
Because he got his feelings, listen.
Yes, though. That lawyer has been saying a lot that Sonia just wasn't telling you. Your son tried to tell you that, but even in his articulation to you, it was weak. It wasn't clear. There he is. Dion didn't speak to you clear enough for me. When we call Dion up, we'll go back over that and why I say that.
Because he got his feelings last night, the night before, when I said.
Yeah, and I believe that lawyer started having a few little feelings for you and everything. I mean, you came up on him and you a loose woman. You weren't playing when you pulled up on that man. You already ain't got that much, but the little bit you did have, you probably had coming all up out there because you a loose woman like that. I mean, look, somebody catching this in their 20s or 30s, maybe, maybe not. I wouldn't judge you on it. I'll know it if I heard it or read it. But if you more or less in your 40s and your 50s, you should know what's up. And you know these type. Every city, every county got one. Some places 2 or 3. And in some places 4 or 5. And they all run in the same group. For a minute anyway. It don't take too long for they all bump heads and fall out anyway. But back to this.
I spoke about you earlier that day, and he just kept talking and ignoring me. I was like, oh, this girl's some person. Now, I'm catching him, I'm not saying nothing. Well, I'll let you talk, whatever. That's great.
Why else would the lawyer be going through this emotional pitfall of ignoring her calls? She talking, you heard her. She talking to, he ignoring her. Why? Because the man was very clear several times. He not here to be talking about or wanting to talk about no damn Nesto in that case with her. This is QT time. I'm finished. I'm ready to lay my head on the pillow and talk about the performance, and you right asking me about some damn Nesto. Chick, get your ass up out of here.
Well, I'll let you talk, whatever. That's great. I'm just asked that,
Now him and her playing the game. Oh, you ignoring me now. I'll fix you later. Man, them folks had their own little thing going on. Although, out of respect, there are bloggers that tells me I'm outright wrong. And maybe I am. Maybe I am. That's one of the reasons why we in the K Factor court. That's why this is in the K Factor court. Not his criminal situation, not family law, K Factor law. It's 101. There are rules to things. What do you mean? For an example, men that are married. You have another woman on what they call the side. Maybe she's on the bottom, maybe she's on the top, maybe she's in the front, maybe she's in the back. Pick one. Nevertheless, though, never, ever, ever is there a reason your female on the side should be pronouncing, whistling, humming, writing, speaking your wife's name. Not only that, the title or the position the wife plays. None of that, absolutely none of that gets discussed with no woman on the side. Two, which should be number one, it could be vital to your estate. Rule number two. I just gave you the 100 and the 101s. In the 200, which really should be in the 101s, is two. You, hubby, sir, mister, my guy, homie, bruh, you, sir, are to ever out your mouth speak to your side about your wife, calling her by her name, sure enough not out of her name, her title, or her position. They have completely two different functions. Just as well as light and dark cannot occupy the same space at the same time, neither can this. But Nesto broke those rules. And he willfully and knowingly allowed Sonia to do the same thing. And for that reason, yeah, I mean, it goes for anybody. That's why I say I draw the line up under shit. Whatever happens, happens. That's just real talk. You don't do that. Nesto.
And so later that evening, so I was like, so what's going on with his cases? What is an update?
Here she go. Here she go.
Why are you asking me about? I said,
You goddamn right. Why you asking me about? I told you.
excuse me? Why am I asking you?
Yeah. With your hard-headed ass. With your forgetful ass. Side note. Those of y'all that's out there in the chat world amongst the vloggers, whatever the correct thing we are. If anybody run into a person who went by the name of I'll do it on Monday, please tell them the K Factor said hi. And please come say something in the chat. That was the most funniest handle for a situation like this I done seen. And I've been in the YouTube streets a long time. Long time.
That's why we talk. We talk because I'm supposed to, that's why we talk.
Uh-huh. That's why she couldn't never say, wait a minute. Why do y'all supposed to talk? Tell the chat now. Hold on one second. Bear with me.
That's why we talk.
Right.
I'm supposed to, that's why we talk.
No, we don't know.
We talk because I'm supposed to,
What? No, we don't know. Tell us.
Why are you asking me about? I said, excuse me? Why am I asking you? That's why we talk. We talk because I'm supposed to, that's why we talk.
No, hell no. We don't know. And you didn't up nothing in to give the reason of why y'all talk. Last time, get this now. And then they wonder why I stay on. Her and that man was doing their own thing. I'm gonna tell you something else too. I almost would be alleged, but yet put it out there. Them two for a minute there was both trying to run game. She was hyping up Nesto. The lawyer was hyping up Shirley. And in the back, I believe she was getting a kickback, in my opinion, allegedly. I think so. I'm willing to bet she was. Maybe she wasn't. Maybe none of this happened. Maybe this is all wrong. Allegedly. Up in my ass, shoot.
I'm asking you. That's why we talk. We talk because I'm supposed to, that's why we talk.
Now, is that 35 plus 10-year law experience right there speaking on something so serious? Nope.
Right.
Well, let me call you back.
I'd have called you. I'd have hung that shit up when I know I said the last time, but
that's why we talk. We talk because I'm supposed to, that's why we talk.
You supposed to what? Click. That's all that shit would have sounded like. Goddamn dial tone. Kid you not.
Right.
Well, let me call you back. Here's a regroup. And then he called back like,
Yeah. Yeah. And she's saying, and after that, he had to regroup. She said something so deep, he had to regroup off of that.
And I'm like, no, we're not. Even if I fucked you, that does not mean that we're something. Please be clear. We would have a conversation to say that we're something. That's how that goes. If we don't have a conversation, actions don't mean anything because anybody could fuck and not be an item. Anybody could talk. You could talk to somebody for 2 months and not be an item. And you have to talk about any and everything. that doesn't make you an item. And I hate the assumption that just because you talk to me and I'm single, that we're doing something. Because I don't have that conversation with you. I don't have the, I miss you, I can't wait to see you. I don't have those conversations with you. I don't have any conversations that would even make you think that we're going that way. I just talk. Cartoons, bands, you know what I'm saying, work, going to the party, da-da-da-da-da, just a conversation.
Okay.
So, yeah, so that, and I'm like,
Now, I am going to point out some things that I'm going to say is truth. While I'm on truth, y'all catch Kazon's truth when I pop it out. Come over, subscribe, join. I will be able to navigate. I'm even gonna pull some of this from the Ernest Nesto, Shirley Strawberry, Sonia saga featuring the Dream Team. I'm gonna use some things under their political, their religious, their commonality conversation over on Kazon's Truth. But I had a member that reached out, or a listener, I should say, that reached out and said that they have to fast forward through when I go off on a tangent about religion slash and or politics and slash or if you are color or not, black. So I'm going to try to refrain because they're right. This is an entertainment, although, hold on. I be dead up for real. I really don't know what entertainment is, really. Truthfully, I don't. I don't. I know when something comes about and I think to myself, that's worth teaching off of. Because no matter what age you are, you have people coming up behind you. Your family, friends, foes, neighborhood, community, city, county, state. You have people coming up behind you. I would not suggest to no young man that just got married. You wouldn't catch me over in the corner like, yo, my man, this is what you do. You get you a god doggone, get you a little side woman, right? Get you a little side piece. And what you do is you talk shit about your wife to your side piece. And then you take your wife's money. You take your wife's money and you let her take care of all whatever needs to be paid for. Meanwhile, you give all the knowledge and understanding to the side piece. Yeah. That's what you do. That's what you do. I think not. I think not. I wouldn't be telling no young brother that. So yeah, sometimes we turn something into a teaching moment. The Kazon's Truth is where you want to come to for those other things I previous just mentioned. Other than that, it is.
no, we're not. Even if I fucked you, that does not mean that we're something. Please
What's
be
she
clear.
talking about right there? She done told it. They like, no, even if I hunched you, it doesn't mean that we're a couple. I agree with her on that. Just because two people hunch does not mean that they're a couple.
We would have to have a conversation to say that we're something.
Even though, because remember, don't make me play it again. And I'm being nice. Using the word hunching, doing it. She explicit and raw with it. When I was in my 20s, I was effing for the sport of it. Ain't no telling what that looked like. out, free range, loose.
That's how that goes. If we don't have the conversation, actions don't mean anything because anybody can fuck.
Right. That's right. I just said that. The lawyer. Where my man lawyer at? Let me talk to the lawyer. So that the next time, if he ever find himself in a situation like that, he'll know how to handle it. Whatnot. Hey, lawyer. See, I'm smart enough just to say lawyer. I'm not going to call your name. Hey, lawyer. Just because she was loosing with you, messing with you, hunching with you, and whatever else, doesn't mean that y'all are an item, a couple. It don't mean that.
Because anybody can fuck and not be an item.
You got that? You got that. So now don't find yourself in no situation like that again, and you done got into your feelings and your emotions. Because some loose woman done came in there and found no problem with open sesame.
Anybody can talk. You can talk to somebody for 2 months and not be an item. You know? And you have to talk about any and everything. That doesn't make you an item. And I hate the assumption that just because you talk to me and I'm single, that we're doing something. Because I don't have that conversation with you.
And now be mindful now. She's talking to Nesto. So if you can understand that, you can see why she's curving her wording a little bit. But the rat that lies inside of her is just coming out anyway. But she's doing a good job at trying to curve it. And she's right. Lawyer. Just because y'all was doing something didn't have nothing to do with y'all being a couple or together. She's there for one reason, well, 2 or 3 reasons. Nesto, to come in between Nesto and his wife, and to be able to get as much or as close to his case file that you may have in your possession, to dive in and get as much or as close, if not the phone itself, so that she could go and take a look to see what Nesto and that 19-year-old show Nuff was talking about. She wants to know. Inquiring minds want to know.
I don't have I miss you, I can't wait to see you. I don't have those conversations with you.
Right. It's strictly business. You making love, she filing her fingernails. You hunching, she trying to go around your back and trying to look into your folder.
I don't have any conversations that would even make you think that we're going that way. I just talk. Cartoons, bands, you know what I'm saying, words.
What she really wanted to tell Nesto, I ain't sitting up there talking and chatty with you. I just hunch. It's a sport. Not that big of a deal. Now, I know to some ladies that might be hard to swallow. Because you're a lady. You loved who you love. You've done what you've done. You ain't never looked at life like this. My body's a trampoline. Come jump on it. Come on, man.
Going to the party.
And ain't no brothers that told their siblings, sisters, their cousins, their nieces, or their daughters that that's what their body is used for. hunching for the sport of it. Get out of here, man.
Just a conversation.
Okay.
So,
Right. That's though. You ain't ready to cut in on any of this. But she unloading the dump truck now.
you know, Jesus on it. I don't care. You get out. And
I
got
got
something.
it.
That's
So
all.
basically, okay. So this weekend gonna be promising. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sound like to you.
Well, okay. So this weekend is. I mean, tomorrow you're out of there. It's just how fast he can get you out of the other situation,
Right. I got you.
Henry. So
But it ain't getting no number though. There's ain't no number what it is.
no number for that
I'm talking about for this.
at all. Oh no. I mean, it's whatever it is. Whatever it is for the other charges, it's gonna run for all of them. So every conspiracy is gonna have the same amount, and then the other charges, those will be the other amounts, which it should have just 2,500 across the board, or 10 across the board. 10, 10, 10, 10, 10 is what he should have just said. So, Jesus on it. I don't care. You get out.
That's the truth. She really don't care. That's though. You care. Because it's your ass on the line. Your boys and them care. Because they miss their homie. Shoot, my man. Even Mother Shirley cared. She'd have kicked out about $100,000 to this. Maybe over. Sonya don't care. She don't care.
Get out.
I got it.
That's
So
all.
basically, okay. So this weekend gonna be promising. That's what it sounds like.
This boy fool. I want to pause right here for just a minute. I need to give a little quick background. What was supposed to have been happening? Oh no, don't tell me I didn't bring that over. Give me a second, because I need that. I need it. Now I can finish. What had happened was Nesto's lawyer the prosecutor and the judge were alleged to have supposed to been going into an agreement to come up with Nesto a bond. Kind of skipping over the Aiello's factors, which are the 4 factors that you must cover in order to get a bond. You won't bother no witnesses. You won't commit another felony. You will show up for court, and the community at large is not being threatened. They suppose they had came up and came to an agreement. Now, I ain't gonna lie. Out of everything Sonia had been talking to him about, the lawyer telling Shirley something that got Nesto all upset, her premature relationship with the lawyer, and him getting into his feelings, and she just trying to let him know that, yo, I'm here for this, even though she didn't really tell that lawyer that. We just proved that while ago. She said absolutely nothing. She just talked in a riddle. And at the end, it was nothing.
That's what it sound like. It would sound like.
Well, okay. So this weekend is,
Okay, so this weekend gonna be promising. That's what it sound like.
I just do not see how he came up with that conclusion out of everything that they were talking about. I didn't skip over anything. This is all in order. I could have just played this whole video. After all of that.
Okay, so this weekend gonna be promising. That's what it sound like.
I want to know what in the world did she possibly say? What did this girl say that led you on to believe that weekend coming up, it was going to be a go? It was time for you to go.
It would sound like.
well, okay. So this weekend is, tomorrow you're out of there. It's just how fast he can get you out of the other situation.
Right, I got you.
Henry. So.
But it didn't get no number though. There's no number what it is.
No number for that.
I'm talking about for this.
At all. Oh no. It's whatever it is. Whatever it is for the other charges, it's going to run for all of them. So every conspiracy is going to have the same amount. And then the other charges, those will be the other amounts. Which it should have just 2,500 across the board. Or 10 across the board. 10. That's what he should have just said. So, Jesus on it. I don't care. You get out.
I got it.
That's all.
Basically, okay, so this weekend gonna be promising. That's what it sound like.
Man, when I first heard this, there like to not have been no clip, not any of this. I laughed so hard to where I almost wasn't going to be around my damn self. That was about the most ignorant question I ever heard of under the circumstances. I had to go back and make sure I didn't miss something. Trying to figure out, after all of that she done said thus far, how did he come up with the conclusion that it was a go for that weekend? I don't know.
Promising.
Oh yeah, that's what it is. Promising. My bad, Nesto. My bad. That's why I like it better when you do it.
Okay, so this weekend gonna be promising. That's what it sound like. It would sound like.
Well, okay. So this weekend is, tomorrow you're out of there. It's just how fast he can get you out of the other situation.
Right, I got you.
Henry. So.
But it didn't get no number though. There's no number what it is.
No number for that.
I'm talking about for this.
At all. Oh no. It's whatever it is. Whatever it is for the other charges, it's going to run for all of them. So every conspiracy is going to have the same amount. And then the other charges, those will be the other amounts. Which it should have just 2,500 across the board. Or 10 across the board. 10. That's what he should have just said. So, Jesus on it.
Is right. That was just too funny. Too funny to me.
He told me he did that once to some chick that had a man and he went treating her right. And so he swooped in and did all kind of shady shit and got the girl away from the guy. And I was just like, that's fucked up.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that shit ain't motherfucking cool, man.
Right. I said, well, that's fucked up. I know, but, I ain't care. I was like, that's shady.
Man, I felt that shit. I've been feeling that shit. That's what I've been trying. I ain't want to say it like that. Man, let me hurry up with this shit right here, man.
What you do is, going forward, don't let him talk about me, period, to you. Because he's looking for a reaction. He's trying to figure out what it is. So he'll talk to you and bring something, like he kept coming up and bringing shit up, and just to get a reaction from you. To see what it really is. Because apparently, he don't believe exactly what you said and exactly what I said. it's got to be something. It's got to be something more, because he too doesn't. He told me he did that once to some chick that had a man, and he went treating her right, and so he swooped in and did all kind of shady shit and got the girl away from the guy. And I was just like,
Now, I played this clip, which was a part of the last video I did. I told you she had said to Nesto that this is what the lawyer had told her. And what they're talking about is the lawyer had told her that he recalls another situation where the dude wasn't doing the woman right, and that he did all types of shady shit. Hello?
man, and he went treating her right, and so he swooped in and did all kind of shady shit and got the girl away from the guy. And I was
To get the girl away from the guy, he swooped in like the birds do south of Georgia for the summer. He swooped in to save that girl, to get her away from that guy. This is what she's telling Nesto. Then Nesto's reaction was,
just like, that's fucked up.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I'm talking about Spooked the Mohican up out of him. You hear me? That right there got that boy undivided attention. Huh? Carry on.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that shit ain't motherfucking cool, man.
Now, if he done that, if the lawyer really did that, I'm with you on that, Nesto. That is not cool. That is not cool.
Man.
Right. I said, well, that's fucked up. I know, but, you know.
And now she having the back and forth with the lawyer. That's messed up.
No, I ain't care. I was like, oh, that's shady.
That's shady.
You know, I felt that shit. I've been feeling that shit. That's what I've been.
Well, why you didn't? I mean, you a guru. You Captain Crunch. The man. The brain. The wisdom. You the man. You felt that, but didn't act on it, didn't inquire. You know what? You were so busy trying to find out what they did, how far she went, how far did he go, where did they go, what did they do, how long did her and the lawyer do it? Was he? Never mind, I'll leave that alone. Leave that alone. Then you cut in one time, Nesto, and was trying to make fun of the lawyer. Did you see that hut gut? But it was so fabulous because Sonya did not give you back the reaction you thought she was going to give you. You thought she was going to be like, yeah, he did and that, and he... No, bro. Only person been doing that is you. Only person that done got up here and talked junk about their significant other was you. You thought Sonya was going to jump on board and start hackling the guy too. But she didn't. She did not. She didn't see nothing really wrong with the brother. Uh-huh. You little duck, you. You was a duck.
I ain't want to say it like that. Man, let me hurry up with this shit right here, man.
Hurry up with what? Hurry up with what? The fix was already in. Hey, Nesto. You were doomed by the 11th. You should have knew from the phone call back on December the 31st on New Year's Eve. But hey, being locked up will do that to you.
What you do is going forward.
Okay, here come the master plan now. What is he to do moving forward, Sonia?
Don't let him talk about me, period, to you. Because
He about to stop talking to you anyway. And Nesto, he's only on the curve of whatever Mother Shirley gonna do or not do. He don't know it yet, but it's coming at a theater near you. Check your paper for local listing.
he's looking for a reaction. He's trying to figure out what it is. So he'll talk to you and bring something, like he kept coming up and bringing shit up and just to get a reaction from you to see what it really is, because apparently he don't believe exactly what you said and exactly what I said. It's got to be something. It's got to be something.
He damn sure peeped you out. Lloyd, I'm sorry. The lawyer concerning Nesto. Concerning Nesto now. Nesto had a blanket, which was Shirley. So he had a person to kind of speak in some light, some positive energy in his direction. I'm not saying she did. I'm not saying she didn't. I'm just saying in general. He had a blanket. Sonya loose ass over there on her ass, coming up with nothing. Another dismissal. The lawyer is about to give her, or was about to give her, a dismissal. And she feeling some type of way. And now, in her final analysis, to come to her conclusion, don't talk to the lawyer about me. Huh? Too funny. I tell you the truth. Too funny. Late. I'm talking about. Anyway.
They got to get it. You got to get some kind of you got to get some kind of shit for that from the people, right? Don't you got to get some kind of form? Got to be faxed to you or something, email or something.
What are you talking about?
For them to agree to the shit.
So once the order, the judge assigns to the order, it goes to the clerk and puts it in the system. The jail is connected to the system, and then they go and they pull you. Because now
so they got the order, but what did he get his confirmation from the people he talked to today? How does that work?
They already confirmed it and met and agreed and everything, so now it's just a matter of the judge signing it.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Writes out in the order, and the judge signs off on the order because the prosecutor and him came to an agreement. And this is what it is. And you just get bonded. That's how it is. It's not that complicated. The complication was him fighting you.
They got to get it. You got to get some kind of you got to get some kind of shit for that from the people, right? Don't you got to get some kind of form? Got to be faxed to you or something, email or something.
What are you talking about?
For them to agree to the shit.
So once the order, the judge assigns to the order, it goes to the clerk and puts it in the system. The jail is connected to the system, and then they go and they pull you. Because now
so they got the order, but what did he get his?
Know some of y'all got to be asking, if it was that simple, what happened?
Confirmation from the people he talked to today. How does that work?
They already confirmed it and met and agreed and everything, so now it's just a matter of the judge signing it.
Liar. There is no way in the world Nesto should still be on the phone with her in 2026. got lied to.
Right.
You have 1 minute remaining.
Tell you something else too that makes Nesto a dodo to me. Maybe some of you don't think so. What makes him a dodo is if that was the road he wanted to travel down. Here's my trivia question. If he wanted to travel down the road of all that I couldn't get in the front door, I'm going to see what I can work in the back door. If that is the road he wanted to travel down, my question is this. Who would have been better to go down that road with? Shirley or this loose woman? The loose woman or Shirley? Which one? If he wanted to have, well, it wouldn't have been an ex parte because all parties would have been involved. So with that being said, if he wanted some phone calls to be made, some conversation after court, who was it better, if that's the road he wanted to travel down, who would have been better to negotiate that? His wife or her? That's the question I have for you. You come up with an answer. Put it in the chat. I want to know. Because I know one thing. Whatever it is, it didn't work. I promise you that. This has been another K Factor production. Another part of the puzzle in the Ernest Nesto, Shirley Strawberry, and their pet Sonia production.
Beat
just saying.
money. Beat money.
We're currently sitting at 56 degrees here on the Gulf Coast on a rainy Sunday. We finished this up at 6:48 p.m., January the 25th, 2026. My name is Kazon, and I'm in charge of the K Factor. Any questions or concerns, you can email me at kazon@gmail.com. If you care to offer me a cup of coffee, a cup of tea, a cigar, a donut, a book, $ Kazon Senior, AAAZON, capital S, little R, as in railroad. This has been another K Factor production in our quest, in our court, where we have our own justices. And that's the truth of it. Also coming up will be Kazan's Truth, so that we could dive into some other subject matter that is of importance. We don't try to change nobody's mind. We do keep the young ones at mind, though. And they must try something different. Because what we've tried so far is not working. No differently than all that Sonya and Nesto did at the end of the day. From 2022, July, to as January of 26, the boy is still in jail, waiting for a bond.
Beat money.
Before we go, if you didn't come in, please tap the like button for me on your way out. It is much appreciated. If you aren't subscribed, subscribe. Most importantly of all, if you like the content and you're in agreement or disagreement, share it. Share it with someone. See what they think about it. Upcoming, this week is going to run a little bit different. I'm going to go knock out 10 hours tomorrow. I'm going to have Tuesday and Wednesday off. It's supposed to be cold. It's supposed to be damp. But that will give me much time to work on other content for you. Oh, yeah. Plus, I enjoy doing it. I do. Come back. All right, if nothing else, my name was Kazan. I was in charge of the K Factor. Any questions or concerns, you can email me. Any gifts or donation or support, you can cash at me. And yeah, I think that'll be about it. Till the next time, we'll see you then. Peace.
Beat money.